Welcome back to a special CTV Sports segment where we are going to preview the Colorado State bowl game where they did get invited to the famous Idaho Potato Bowl, which will be taking place December 22nd in Boise, Idaho, against the Idaho Vandals. Now, Karlee, Colorado State and Idaho have not faced off since 2010. Colorado State did take home that win 36-34. This is the fourth consecutive year in a row we have seen Colorado State go to a bowl game. What exactly are they going to bring to the table in this bowl game against the Vandals offensively?
Yeah, you know, Colorado State has been a very strong offensive team this season. They found the red zone 37 out of 40 times. And also quarterback Nick Stevens, true leader for Colorado State. 36 touchdowns on the season, tied for 8th overall in school history. He is such a strong leader for Colorado State. You know, Nick Stevens is also 98 of 137 yards, combining for over 1,400 yards offensively. Super strong. He had his best game against Air Force, career high of 374 yards. He's going to play really well for Colorado State at the bowl game.
And the most interesting thing about Nick Stevens is the fact that he didn't even earn that starting quarterback position. We saw true freshman Colin Hill in that Colorado State starting quarterback position before he did get injured. So Nick Stevens really just stepped in afterwards, and we saw him completely turn this team around.
Yeah, he really has. And you know, CSU also has a great wide receiver. Michael Gallup has been, you know, he's a JUCO transfer, kind of a fairy tale story for him. Has played well for Colorado State. Is 7th best for the Rams receiver overall, 70 receptions on the season, 11 receiving touchdowns. He's a great player for Colorado State.
And Michael Gallup actually only ranks 2nd in CSU history for receiving touchdowns, just behind Richard Hollywood Higgins, who is currently in the NFL. So that's for him being, you know, a transfer, really coming in and having to adjust to this D1 competition. He's done exceedingly well so far.
Yeah, he has done really well. And you know, CSU's run game has also done well all season. We've said it's a 3-headed rushing monster. What do you think about that?
Yeah, Colorado State's running game is what I believe going to lead them to a victory against the Vandals in this bowl game. You know, like we talked about all season, the 3-headed monster, Marvin Kinsey Jr., Izzy Matthews, and Dalen Dawkins. Unfortunately, Marvin Kinsey Jr. did suffer an injury to his ACL, so he is out for the remainder of the season. However, let's take a look into Izzy Matthews. 12 rushing touchdowns, which was the team most. He had the game-tying and the game-winning touchdown against Utah State. Izzy Matthews is a sophomore, super young but super talented, and has a lot of promise to this team.
Yeah, and you know, taking a look at the Vandals side offensively, they've struggled more offensively, definitely a defensively strong team. They have 2 running backs. Aaron Duckworth and Isaiah Sanders have combined 12 touchdowns on the season. You just mentioned it before. Izzy Matthews is strong. He has total 11 on the season. So taking a look at the notes, CSU is definitely stronger offensively than the Vandals.
You know, Colorado State has a lot to bring to the table with Nick Stevens, Michael Gallup, Izzy Matthews, all of those key players. They have the running game, they have the throwing game. The Vandals, it's a little bit of a different story, like you just mentioned. They are not quite as strong offensively as CSU, and really the face of their offense is Isaiah Saunders. You know, 23 carries on the season, 3 rushing touchdowns. That doesn't really compare to Colorado State's Izzy Matthews.
Yeah, you know, and the Vandals also, this is their 3rd bowl appearance in a long time. They really haven't gotten a lot of competitive play. They're in the Sun Belt Conference, which they do surprisingly well. But against Colorado State, it's going to be a different type of ball game. You know, these two have been playing each other since 1969. So it's going to be a cool game to watch. And if you take a look at, you know, the Vandals quarterback, he is nowhere compared to Nick Stevens as well. In terms of touchdowns on the season, he has total 15 touchdowns. Nick Stevens is at 36. That's not really comparable.
Yeah, and you know, taking a little bit of a look into Colorado State's defense, you know, we've talked about Kevin Davis the entire year, that linebacker who has truly been the face of CSU defense. He ranks in the top 10 in the Mountain West, and that's going to give the Vandals a little bit more of a difficulty on the offensive side, since they're already struggling a little bit, is that CSU's defense, who was at one point ranked nationally in the top 30.
Yeah, CSU definitely has a strong offensive and defensive game, which could be a struggle for the Vandals overall. Well, that is all the special CTV pre-game bowl thoughts as Olivia and I have for you now, but we will be traveling with Colorado State to Boise, so be sure to visit RockyMountainCollegiate.com and our YouTube channel for more updates.